What would your power cosmic manifestation be?
Definitely maybe bourbon or naps. It'd be a pretty good common drink of naps.
All right, and here we go again with another episode of Comic Books and Cold Ones. This is KMac, and I'm here with my buddy Yek. We record this podcast so we can have an excuse to talk about comic books and have a few brews at the same time. How you doing, Yek?
I'm doing awesome. Excited about talking with you today and about the issues we're going to be talking about in our topic of the day, as well as our beers, because it
Yes.
is always a good time when we get a chance to talk about comic books and drink some beers here.
Right, exactly. There's almost nothing better, to be honest.
And so what's our topic of today, K-Mac?
Well, today we're going to delve into something that's new for the first time. We're going to talk about...
What, we're not talking 1970s bell-bottom comics this week?
No, that's next week. Next week, right back to it.
Everybody's
Today,
favorite.
yeah, the bell bottoms are great, and this guy probably wore bell bottoms in the 70s too, when Kirby was drawing him. But today we're going to talk about Donny Cates' current run on Thor. And so before I say what it's about, I should say these are spoilers for those who haven't read this story by now.
All the spoilers are coming at you.
Right. Every single spoiler. Yes, they're all here, right?
So read the comic books, then tune back in, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
Exactly. That's everyone's last warning. The issues are about this time right now where Thor has become a herald of Galactus.
So this is issue right now 4/1-4 in the current run, in a little category we like to call hot topics, or is this hot pockets? Are we eating hot pockets? Or are we talking hot topics of comics? Okay, Mac.
We might. I personally do love the chicken parmesan hot pocket. It's so good. It's good when you eat it. About 20 minutes later, it's not very good anymore.
We may have to start a separate podcast that where we team up hot pockets with something. I don't know, but right now it's just cold ones and comic books. So we're talking about these comics and just a little more about our podcast here. K-Mac, can you send out some more show info?
Yeah. So if you want to follow us on the social medias, our Twitter is CBC. Wait, no, that's wrong, right? That's our email, cbco podcast@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is cbco_podcast, and we're on the Instagram as well. And I can't remember what that is right now.
And you can, it's Instagram.com at comicbooks_cold ones. You can check out all our show notes at Buzzsprout, as well as listen to this podcast wherever podcasts you like to listen to them, wherever they're covered, because we're so globally in tune with sending out these voices we've got. We'd like to give some shout outs to our fans. Whoever was listening to us in Norton Shores, Michigan, we hear you. So we're bringing it to the cold north here with A Tale of Asgard and the cold, cold waste of space here with
Norton
this
Shores.
Thor 1-4. So just to give you a little background here, what's going on? Thor is now the king, a king of Asgard. He has all the Odin powers. Within the first issue, Galactus comes crashing into the world, and he is being hangered by the Black Death, as he calls it, which was the pestilence that killed him in the previous, before the Big Bang, when he was the last living creature of the previous universe that spawned the new universe. And right away, we get kicked off with Galactus and Thor having some interactions. But to go along with this cosmic tale of Galactus, Thor, and everything that involves the universe that is Marvel, we have some beers to go along with this, don't we, have K-Mac? So what you drinking tonight?
Well, I am drinking a beer called... Get ready for it.
I'm ready
It's
for it.
called Tropic of Thunder Lager. It's
perfect.
Oh,
nicely done. Who is that by?
It's by Stone Brewing out of somewhere in California. And I've had it once before. It's really good. So the ABV comes in at 5.8 and the IBUs are at 45. And there's no Galaxy hops in this one, but the hops are Citra, Mosaic, and Cashmere. So we're having king type beer here as far as the
Cashmere
hops
hop.
go.
Stone most famous for making the beer Arrogant Bastard, um, which is
What?
one of the they make that's their most famous IPA that they shot on the scene with years and years and years ago, and they continue to make some more. But yeah, Tropic Thunder in honor of Thor, the god of thunder and
Thunder.
lightning.
Yes.
Thunder, thunder.
Thunder.
That's awesome. That's an appropriate beer for the story.
Yeah. So what do you got?
Today, I have another local beer up here in the DC region. We're going with a little thing called Shattered Galaxy, which has galaxy hops in it. And I'll take a picture of this and send it out into the Instagram world. It is a dry hop Belgian pale ale, which is a unique style. And it comes in at 5.2% ABV. It is by Hellbender Brewing Company, which is here in DC proper. Just a few miles away from me. I biked up there and went looking for some Galaxy Hop beers, and they didn't disappoint when they had one not only having Galaxy Hop, but appropriate for this podcast, Shattered Galaxy, which is what we're talking about right now with the Black Plague, Black Death coming down on the galaxy to render it asunder by killing Galactus. And if you look at the picture on here, the can is all Galaxio looking and cosmic looking, so it is, I think, an appropriate beer for the brew we're going to be drinking tonight. It also has Citra hops in it, and it's coming in with Trappist ale yeast. So that's the Belgian part, I guess, that they're using the monk yeast to do this. So I think it's about that time. And if you may also notice, I am using my Yek Stein mug, Heraldly, for in honor of Asgard here.
Yeah, I am using my
Oh,
Thor pint glass.
oh, sweet.
Nice.
That's gotta hold that beer well.
Yeah.
So here we go. Oh, before we start talking these comics here, we gotta pull
Right.
some out.
I tried like 5 different beers to try to get the right one for this podcast.
That's because you like to drink.
I do.
Not so much because you like the podcast.
Wait, this is a podcast? Have you tried it before?
I did try it at the brewery, but yeah, when I biked up a few days ago to Purview Beer, it tasted pretty sweet. Using my social distancing, sitting on the out in their patio, able to just get a 6-pack while waiting in line and sit on the curb and drink some while we're waiting to go in. So
Nice.
I laid out the background here. Galactus has come crashing in for you out there, and we're going to tell you kids out there a little education on the background of where the story kind of comes from with some of the players involved, and to help educate you a little bit more on this current issue, so you get a little more full flavor of what the story is coming from and where it's coming from. So the big first thing is not only Galactus comes crashing in, you have some other Asgardians taking over different roles now. We have Sif, the former love and interest of Thor, who's now taking the role of Heimdall to be in charge of the Bifrost Bridge. So Sif, Heimdall is played by Idris Elba in the movie, so he's the handsome Sif, sending people all over the galaxy. And now Sif has that role, and the head retainer to Thor is one of my favorite characters in all Asgard. Who's that, KMac?
Volstagg the Voluminous.
One of the members of the Warrior 3, the big heavy step tumbly turny one, my favorite, and he's always looking for a spoil and looking to drink beer. So he might be the god of the Comic Books and Cold Ones podcast.
He could be. That's a great point. Yeah, he's hilarious. And one thing they do at the beginning of this issue right away, well, and so as a result of the War of Realms story, Thor becomes king of Asgard, number 1, and all of these people have different roles now, or all these Asgardians do. And the first thing they start off with in this issue is just to show how powerful Thor is now. In one throw, he's able to throw Mjolnir through all of the 10 realms, which is much more powerful than he's been in the past.
He throws it through all the 10 realms, and it takes out who on Earth the Avengers are fighting?
Some big monster. I don't know.
Yeah,
is it actually a character?
Yeah, some big, I think that's kind of a shout out to the original Journey to Mystery, where, Journey to Mystery, they're always fighting monsters in the beginning. And so maybe this is, a signal that that's over now. Thor no longer has to do that. He just gets to whack people in the head that no more. He's now the king because he laments that because Sif comes in and tells him, "Ain't your job anymore. It's time to be king, Odin's
Right.
son.
Go sit on your throne.
Go sit on your throne and tend to the court business."
Do you remember what was special about his new throne?
Oh, I do not, KMac.
So it had a certain rune on there.
Oh, it had the rune of Thor on it, the hammer
Right.
of Thor,
Right. The
sitting
rune
above it
is,
to signal him in. And Loki
yeah.
slinking in the background, whispering in Thor's ear.
Right. Loki is, I guess he's on a good turn now.
Yeah, well, Thor, he's no longer a concern of Thor. He's just a meddlesome little twerp. Not,
Right.
even though he's his brother, since Thor can wipe him out like Odin could wipe out anybody before. So, at the end of the issue, Galactus comes crashing in, lets everybody know he's dying. The Black Death is killing him. The Black Death is the thing, like I said, killed him in the previous universe before the Big Bang. So this is a little time we educate the kids on the many deaths of Galactus. We'll talk about the first death here of Galactus, which is the one I just mentioned when he was in the previous universe. His first death was recounted to Thor, actually, not Fantastic Four. You always think of Galactus as being a Fantastic Four villain, but he often appears in Thor issues and early on. It's either he appears in Thor or Fantastic Four due to Thor's kind of control of the cosmic realm and things like that. And Odin sends him on a mission in issue 169 from October 1969 to figure out the origin of Galactus. So that kind of sets the stage for this whole comic book we're even talking about. That even Odin was concerned with him there, and with his Odin power, he wanted to know more where Galactus came from and everything.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was really cool that several or most of the elements of this story were drawn straight from those early Kirby issues of Thor. It was really cool. I was surprised to see that. So they call it the what do they call it? The Black Creep,
the creeping plague. And at that time, before Galactus died in the old universe, he was a little man by the name of Galen from the homeworld of Ta.
He looked just like a mini Galactus.
Yeah, he looked like mini Galactus with a giant head. So everybody in the pre-Big Bang universe from Ta had giant heads, thanks to Kirby.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense that universe would be destroyed. All those crazy giant head people. What are they thinking?
The sheer amount of mass is going to be drawing the creeping plague in, right? With this giant heads.
Draws in all the dark matter.
Right to it. So he dies in that universe from the creeping plague by sending himself into a star, and he's the only one to survive. And then he suddenly wakes up in our universe once it's born that this is kind of retconned. They don't really tell you this until later and many issues later, but the person that wakes him up is a little guy by the name of Uatu, the Watcher, and he jolts him to life using some sciencey stuff, and that starts off him getting his cosmic powers as well as his cosmic hunter to do what?
Oh, to eat the planets.
Yeah, that's what he does. He eats planets. Galactus has one purpose in the world.
Yeah, I mean, the head is so big. What else are you going to eat?
He wakes up with a tummy empty and a head empty with hunger and hungry thirst for eating planets of all things. So I don't know if there's a hot pocket out there that is planet size to feed him. Do you think Galactus could have hot pockets made for him and that would satisfy his hunger enough?
You'd think he'd make like whoever runs the Hot Pocket company one of his heralds so that they could have unlimited hot pockets. Planets are like hot pockets too. They're warm and hot in the center.
Well, that's exactly what a planet is. It's a giant hot pocket. It's got its crusty outer layers, literally called the crust. And then inside is ooey gooey molten stuff that's like the hottest stuff ever that you can't touch. If you bite right into it, you burn all the skin off your top of your mouth and your tongue. So basically, we discovered all Galactus really wants is a hot pocket, but he can't find one big enough for him, so he has to eat planets instead.
You would think Reed Richards would have solved that problem by now. Come on, Reed Richards.
Get with it.
I know.
So that's the first death of the Galactus. So he's not really Galactus, he's Galen, but he comes back, and that's kind of how he becomes Galactus. That's a classic Kirby and Stan Lee tale coming at you. So you're going to find out Galactus dies, at least we counted, he died for good 3 times, and they almost died one at a time. It's kind of the gray area where he's like heart dead, but not brain dead. But we'll get to that one. His second death occurred in Fantastic Four 175 in October 1976 when Galactus comes in. So he's already made a pact with Reed Richards never to eat Earth, right? Because the ultimate nullifier, and they kind of reach a Tandane on that. Reed Richards is like, I'll wipe you out, I'll wipe everything out, but you can't eat Earth. And Galactus goes, okay, we got this. He makes that agreement for Earth, but he doesn't make that agreement for where?
I guess for Counter Earth.
He doesn't make that deal for Counter Earth.
Now, I've never read a lot.
That's some judicial prudence right there. You said
right.
Earth, Reed Richards.
Right. Galactus, also a lawyer, found the loophole.
It's just as tasty of a Hot Pocket planet as Earth, but it's got Counter in it, so it may be a little more filling.
It might be. Yeah, I haven't read those high evolutionary stories where he made Counter Earth.
They're classics because they're impossible to follow because the high evolutionary is a person, then he becomes a man god, then he becomes a god, and he creates Counter Earth, and then there's the whole Adam Warlock story, which you want to talk about 70s trippy stuff.
Yeah, I knew about that.
So Counter Earth. Counter Earth is just as rambunctious and politically active as regular Earth, but with mutant anti-men that are mutated from animals in the 70s, plus an Adam Warlock who's a gold skin kind of guy. Crazy stuff. But High Evolutionary take umbrage, him being the god of Counter Earth. When Galactus comes to eat it, he teams up with the Fantastic Four to try to stop him. High Evolutionary makes a pact with Galactus. He's already scoped out 3 other planets he can go try and eat. They send out the Fantastic Four to go eat these ones, and he finds out the first 2 of them aren't suitable. I won't go into the details because that's the Fantastic Four issues. You're going to read them, kind of trippy. One's got squirrels in it, and one's got robot people. Torgo, who the Thing has met before. But the final one, they find out when at the very end, when Galactus is about to eat Counter Earth, and Sue Storm, who got sent there by accident to the final one, they thought was barren and unedible, not hot pocky enough for Galactus. Comes back and says, no, it's teeming life. And not only is it teeming with sentient life, like you like, Galactus, they want to be eaten.
Ooh.
They actually are volunteering, and he mentally reaches out, and even the High Evolutionary gets it on his busy screen, and like, looks like kind of like an Earth, and people are like, yeah, we want to be eaten. That'd be the coolest thing ever. So Galactus is like, all right, I want to go eat that place.
That's weird. So did he have a Herald then, Galactus?
So this is when he's got the Destroyer as the Herald. We'll get to more of the Herald. So this is where what happens is the Herald Destroyer goes out and finds Counter Earth for him, and that's how he gets it. And Thing has a big fight with the Destroyer. Galactus just shows him the scene and shuts the Destroyer down for a while because he's going to get ready to Counter Earth. But they found this other planet for him. They don't know the name of the planet yet, but they're just like, okay, everybody wants to go eating. And so Galactus goes and eats the planet, and then immediately starts to get a galactic case of indigestion from the planet. Oh. And they're all like, what's happening? And as he's short circuiting, dying, energy's like flowing out because he hasn't got enough energy. High Evolutionary jumps on it and de-evolves him and kills him by turning him first into a giant brain, and then turns them into just pure galactic energy that dissipates across the universe. And you find out why he comes in, because one of the representatives from the planet shows up. You find out is Pop-Up, the name of the planet, and it looks like it turns out it was Sue Storm talking to him, but it's not Sue Storm, because she comes in the room. It's like, what's going on? And he's like, uh-oh, I think I found out what happened. And lo and behold, the person from that planet from Pop-Up was the Impossible Man.
Oh, no.
So,
I didn't think the Impossible Man was in regular continuity.
Yeah, he's in the FF. He's in the FF.
He's the green guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's kind of the answer to Mxyzptlk in the Marvel universe, where he can do pretty much anything, and he's fun and crazy. And they're like, oh no, Impossible Man. They all put their things on. But Reed Richards and the High Evolutionary figured out what happened is all the Impossible people are all interconnected. And they all really did want to get eaten because we've never experienced getting eaten before. And so they get really excited to get eaten. And then, but to maximize the experience, they realize, well, we're all one people. So they all concentrate themselves into the one Impossible Man. So as Galactus was eating it, he just basically was swallowing hot air. So everything was big, and then all got small into one person as he was eating it, and he got indigestion, and his energy ran out and died.
No, no. But deaths in the Marvel universe don't really take.
Not for
So
Galactus, at least.
I imagine there's a couple more rebirths and deaths
So,
for the
so yeah,
story.
that's how he gets devolved for the second time dead. Third time, almost dead. This is where he gets heart dead, not brain dead.
Okay. Well,
Terrax, the Tamer, his fourth Herald, or not his fourth Herald, after the Destroyer, we'll get to the Herald counts here soon, is leading him on a goose chase to come to Earth and setting him up for a trap because he's been running out of energy. And he tries to help use the Fantastic Four to bring him down. Then the Fantastic Four doesn't fulfill their duty, and Galactus gets double crossed by Terrax, takes out Terrax. The Fantastic Four double cross Terrax, and all works out. And then he's running out of energy, so he decides, "Screw it, Reed. I know we have a pact. I'm going to eat this Earth." And because he had already previously given up his Reed Richards has given up the rights to not eat Earth before, because they needed his help to kill the intergalactic Sphinx force. But that's a whole other trip.
yeah, let's not worry about that.
Yeah, we don't need it. It's a whole other 1970s trip. So Galactus is like, okay, even though you helped me out and saved me, I'm going to eat your planet. And then all the heroes are like, we don't think so, and just start a beat down on Galactus that involves Iron Man, involves wasps flying into his eyelets and shooting him with the wasp sting. And somehow that's effective to annoy him. And then the big punch comes in with Doc Strange, like flows out of nowhere and uses the icon of images in his head and retells to Galactus all the planets he has destroyed, all the voices screaming in his head at once. Can you guess at this time how many planets Galactus has eaten?
Oh, so as of this moment,
As of that moment, when he hears all the voices in his head.
Oh, I have no idea, but I'll say like 3 million.
3 million, way too low.
Way too low.
You
okay,
are a terrible Price is Right.
How many?
So the way they refer to it is 40 times 4 billion, so 160 billion planets by this time.
Really? Wow, that's a lot more.
He said
than
he could
thought.
cry oceans to end the universe if he felt anything for people anymore.
Wow.
160 billion. So that's the reason it like really whacks him around. But the killing blow in this issue, or the almost killing blow, comes from Reed Richards stretching himself into rubber band, classic Reed Richards style. The Thing balling up like a big old slingshot ball and slinging right into this big dumb head.
Oh wow.
Down goes Galactus. Down goes Galactus. And you don't get back up.
What do they do with him?
So he's dying. They have some debates, and they decide Reed Richards and Captain America kind of win the day and say he's a living being. He doesn't deserve to die. Not like this. You know, he can't help it. Anytime you talk to Galactus, he's like, I can't worry about this. This is my hunger. You people don't understand. I'm just hungry. I need the Hot Pockets. And they're like, yeah, we do, but you can't kill us. It's like, but I got the Hot Pockets. But they realize they got to bring him back. So Reed constructs a big contraption using Stark technology, and as a power source is using Mjolnir to basically jumpstart Galactus with some extra cosmic energy right from the Mjolnir. So that's how he comes back to life. And at this point, to save Earth, even though he's weakened, they find other planets for him. He's still weakened. So Frankie Ray, a girl that's dating Johnny Storm, also has Johnny Storm fire powers, volunteers to be the Herald of Galactus because she wants to see the intergalactic world. And that's the pact. She goes, you got to leave Earth, and I'll find you another planet so you don't have to waste the energy when you get there and you can eat it. And so
that was very nice of her.
So, but he's almost dead. And then the great state is they just let him go. Yeah, he's flatlined, but his brain's still kicking around a little bit. But they give him a little amuse bouche from Mjolnir.
Some lightning to the heart.
It's like Swedish meatballs, so not a full Hot Pocket.
Right.
So it gets a little.
Right, well, they microwaved his Hot Pocket.
Yeah. But it brings back in that Thor saved Galactus's life using Mjolnir. So also going back in these issues, so one of the reasons Galactus kind of depends on Thor a little bit here, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
It,
that makes
it,
sense.
and the final death that we could find, there was a 6-part series called Galactus, Devourer of Worlds, and he basically gets addicted at this time when he has a new Herald named Redshift. He gets Galactus addicted on only eating sentient life. So he'll come to the planet, but he won't eat the whole planet. He just gets a craving for sucking out the life energy out of living things.
Huh.
And so it's a 6-part issue, and he kind of, just like anytime you get cannibalism, you get a craving for it and you can't get off of it once
Right.
it starts.
It's
So
tough.
he gets the madness. He gets the sentient life madness.
So he would suck the filling out of the hot
Yeah,
pockets and
yeah,
leave
yeah,
the shell.
yeah. He'd leave the shell. He's like,
But
I just want the chicken parm and cheese.
I
And
don't
so
need it. He was on a gluten-free diet, no
yeah,
bread.
he's like, screw it. I'm going paleo. Protein only for Galactus. But the best are some of the descriptions in the first part of these comics is they describe Galactus as, the cosmic gardener who just is tending the fields and wiping out the food he needs, picking the tomato or the plant he wants, or one of my favorite is the world's worst dinner guest.
Yeah, that's terrible.
The worst universe's worst dinner guest. So he's hooked on this, but the sentient life, of course, isn't enough. He's got to get the really good stuff. And the Silver Surfer tries to explain to him. He's like, you got to get that the molten core and the crust also. That's what's helping you out. And to no avail. And eventually they get him and they put him on the way to Shi'ar, the Shi'ar Empire, and they all team up on him with the Avengers, Fantastic Four, a bunch of aliens, the Shi'ar, and some Kree. Take him down by using Silver Surfer to re-engineer his world ship to suck all the Galactus energy in, and then it implodes and becomes a star. Once again, it becomes just pure energy like he did from the High Evolutionary, and that's how they take him out there. And Silver Surfer's so sad. He comes back to life a little bit later, and the other thing about this is they don't want to kill Galactus, but because Reed Richards actually, for saving him with Mjolnir before went on trial, which would be something we'll cover in another podcast, the trial of Reed Richards when we do our jurisprudence podcast.
Yes.
But they put him on trial for it, and everybody at the trial they find Reed Richards not guilty because an attorney comes in as a witness and explains to everybody that the purpose of Galactus, but nobody can remember what the purpose of Galactus is because it was so cosmic, it blew their minds. They're like, what? And so we get a little hint about this, and the reason he comes back is there's a guy called Abraxas that's a part of eternity, that kind of like the embodiment of absence of nothing that wants to destroy everything, and he goes through all the multiverse and destroys all the Galactuses. But when the Fantastic Four is able to take him down, he rejoins eternity, and it turns out that spawns a new Galactus, or the original Galactus. Is that you find out that Galactus is actually a balance somehow to keep the nothingness at bay, and a balance between eternity and death or something. They never really explain it well. Marvel's not the best at philosophy.
Yeah, no, I've read that too, that he provides some kind of balance to the universe.
It's the Hot Pockets, and he's the
Right.
universe's worst guest.
Right. I mean, what's he going to pick? Hot Pocket.
So this Shattered Galaxy helped me tell that tale pretty well. It's going pretty well with it.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
you were very concise, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I shattered my mind by shattering Galactus with the Shattered Galaxy.
Yeah, and mine just helped me be a good listener.
So that's where we are, kids. He's died before. He's gonna die this time, I bet. Or he's dying. So
yeah. So when he crashes onto Asgard, he's pretty messed up. He's missing one arm, and like parts of his armor are cracked too. So he's in pretty bad shape. The Black Winter has hit him pretty hard.
yes.
So in order to figure out what did this to Galactus, Thor summons as many heralds as he can find. So they have a meeting of the heralds in Asgard, and I like I like how it's drawn. Thor looks super pissed in this one.
Here's my, so the Heralds of Galactus are specially appointed aliens who are imbued with the power cosmic to search out for new planets for Galactus to eat. So he does not have to waste his time finding the planets that he wants to eat. Instead, he can just go straight to the planets. If he had to look for himself, he would waste all his energy and die rather quickly.
Right. So, yeah, he sends them out. They locate the planets, and they let him know. And then he comes and has his hot pocket.
So that's that. So Thor summons all the heralds, and this is the
And
part where we do round robin of heralds.
Right. So, first off,
not all the heralds show up.
yeah, not all the heralds are there. Only the living ones. So, can you name some of the ones in this picture?
If I remember right, I do see Nova, Frankie Ray's in there.
Yeah.
I do see Fire Lord. Fire Lord in there?
No.
Oh, no Fire Lord. Does Silver Surfer eventually shows up, but he's not in the original one.
Yeah, he's Black Surfer now.
Yeah,
Well, he's Silver Surfer Black.
Does Morg show up?
I don't know. So that's the one guy I couldn't figure out. I think it's Morg. He has like the white dreadlocked hair and
that's a Morg.
I think that's Morg. He looks different though than any other rendering I've seen of him. You know any other ones?
I don't remember. You gotta educate me.
So Stardust is who looks like a giant fish or like a fish person, and then Praetor,
yes,
Praetor is there, and Cosmic Ghost Rider is there.
He was one of the later heads.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. So I know a little bit about that.
Can you give us a rundown of all the heralds, starting from the top, from historically speaking, Kevin? Do we know them all? Have we been able to track them all to educate the kids out there?
Yeah, I think we tracked most of them. So, and I don't know a lot about all of these characters, but I know just a little bit. So, the very first Herald of Galactus wasn't introduced until very recently. So his name is the Fallen One.
What he doesn't walk very well. He just trips over everything.
Yeah, that's weird, right? That seems to be more of a name that he should have gotten when he was no longer Galactus's herald, but for some reason they call him the Fallen One. And his first appearance was Thanos number 11 in 2004. And they don't know anything about what his homeworld was or what his real name was prior to becoming the first herald, but something happened between he and Galactus. They had a falling out.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Probably because he named him the Fallen One.
So another thing about the Heralds of Galactus, the first original 4, they try to give this little gimmick where they are all based on some element. So Silver Surfer, of course, is water, and we'll go over those. We've tried to assign our own manifestations of the power cosmic in each one's. And so for the Fallen One, the best we could determine was that he represents the void since he controls black energy. So
yeah,
that's his power cosmic manifestation.
Yeah, and so in his first appearance in this Thanos story, Thanos was trying to hunt him down because eventually he made the Fallen One his own herald. And I'm not sure what happened from there, but I think the Fallen One's dead now.
Do you think he could be the podcast herald for us?
No. Oh. No, he's terrible.
He's always tripping.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't stand up.
That goes along with us when we drink too many of these beers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think Airwalker's more our podcast herald. No, in continuity, the second herald, even though there's a very large gap in time between the Fallen One and the Silver Surfer, and there's speculation that there's probably some in between that can be introduced. The second herald in continuity is Silver Surfer Norrin Radd, and his first appearance was Fantastic Four number 48 way back in March 66. So it was one of the original Fantastic Four stories.
Tell me, what's his original name?
Norrin Radd.
And he is from what planet?
He's from Zenla, where he lived with his girlfriend Shalabal.
Have you noticed that the people of Zen law like to use double consonants a lot?
They do. They do.
I mean, when he gets made the Silver Surfer by Galactus, didn't he go, "You really should have two L's, my name.
Yeah.
I'm from Zen law."
And two F's.
Two F's.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, as we mentioned, his power cosmic is manifested as water, of course. He has that sweet, sweet board, which he always, says to what? To me, my board. And he got a trippy, 60s surf guitar album, Riding with the Surfer by Joseph Satriani, done for him. That all your annoying band friends played in high school way too much because they thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's terrible. But it's like one of those guitar masters. Yeah.
So I have this issue of, I think it's a Silver Surfer annual. It's in the Atlantis Attacks series where Atlantis doesn't really attack, but the deviant name Gore, you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
he's the sorcerer, right?
Right. Yeah. And he was, I don't know, probably something to do with the Serpent Crown or the last battle he had with the Eternals. He was out in space, like as cosmic dust or something, and Surfer flew through him and he attached to his board, and then the Surfer was trying to get it off and he took control of the board.
Like a barnacle.
Yeah, it was just like one of those fish that stick to sharks.
Yeah, a little Mora.
Yeah, I caught one of those once. It was super cool. So that Surfer gets, when he reveals himself, Surfer gets mad and he goes,
Magora.
Yeah. So he said, when you mess with my board, you strike at the very essence of my being. So the board is part of Silver Surfer.
Yo, bro, hands off the board. I just waxed it today.
Right. It's delicate, man. You can't just grab someone's board.
I gotta hang 10 here in the morning. I got up and got the body glove on. I'm meeting the bros out at the point. They're cracking east west today. We gotta get that going.
Right, rip some curls. But Silver Surfer is definitely the most famous herald of Galactus,
and he's probably the most powerful. I don't know enough about the Fallen One. They say he's powerful, but I don't know. Pretty much. Anytime they need to take out a bad guy, like Galactus himself, he's the one of the few heralds that's able to do it. So
yeah, he might be.
Because I think he smokes a lot of weed, right on his board.
Right. Well, I think after Galactus made him, he decided he wasn't going to make heralds as powerful as Silver Surfer anymore. Because he didn't expect any could ever rebel against him, even though he had a falling out with the one before.
Yeah. Well, he keeps having falling outs with them. So, yeah, Galactus laments that he keeps choosing too many noble people. And so he chooses the Fallen One. That wasn't noble for some reason, but then he says everybody else is noble pretty much. But then he gets the one that it's not. Right. Who comes after the Silver Surfer?
After the Silver Surfer is this dude named Airwalker, who is pretty awesome.
It's because he's got some sweet kicks. He's wearing airwalks.
I know. So surfers, skateboarders, Galactus, he's hip.
And of course, this one's pretty on the nose for his manifestation of the power cosmic. It's air.
Yeah. So Airwalker was part of the Nova Corps. He was a Xandarian, and he willingly agreed to go with Galactus because he was an adventurer.
What's his original name?
His original name was Gabriel Land.
Isn't that oxymoronic that his name's Land and he's Airwalker?
Oh, that's weird, yeah. And
only Galactus did research.
No, that's a huge oversight.
Do you think Airwalker would be like, my name's Land?
Landwalker.
Landwalker, damn it.
So when he... Go ahead.
Walker did make his appearance in like the 80s, like early 80s. So they're definitely like Skywalker, Airwalker.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I bet that's exactly what they did. So like all heralds, he goes to planets, searches out good ones for Galactus to devour. Now, when he finds one, what does he do?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't remember, actually. I forget what Airwalker.
Oh, he blows the horn of Galactus and summons
Oh,
Galactus. It's like a weird looking French horn. And Airwalker's just a dork. Oh, so and when he first came to Earth, it was in Fantastic Four. I think I don't remember, but it was in a Fantastic Four issue. And do I have it here? Yeah, 120. So Fantastic Four 120, and uh, everyone on Earth thinks he's the angel Gabriel, and he's going by Gabriel. He has these wings on his back,
wait,
but
one on a horn.
So like if I could fly, if I was Airwalker, I would do exactly the same thing. Like I would be 5 feet off the ground, just floating forward. That's how you do it. He does that right.
Yeah, and he should turn around and moonwalker once in a while.
He should, but that's not his name, man. He's not the Moonwalker.
This is true.
Uh, and he eventually dies. I'm not
He
quite
gets dead.
sure. Yeah, he gets dead. But Galactus liked him so much he built an android of
That's my
Airwalker.
favorite. Gabriel Land. Oh, Gabriel Airwalker. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's interesting. And Thor smashes the android later.
So yeah, eventually, yeah, the android takes over. Looks like Gabriel Land, acts like Gabriel Land is Airwalker, but is mechanical and gets smashy. And then eventually, who replaces the android Airwalker? If I remember right, I think my favorite Herald.
Yeah, Fire Lord.
Lord.
Yeah, he was big in the 80s. They tried to really give him a push.
So who's Fire Lord?
Well, I guess he's Piraeus Krill. Is that right? Am I saying that
Yeah,
right?
and this is one where Galactus gets it on the node. Piraeus being a corruption from the Greek, Pyrus meaning fire.
Yeah.
So he finally realizes and gets with the program. And goes, I'm gonna, yeah, your name's Fire. I'm gonna make you Fireman.
That's perfect.
Make you Lord of it.
Yeah, he got it completely wrong with Airwalker, and he's like,
He got dead, and his android got dead. I'm not doing that again.
gotta match this name up. So Piraeus was friends with Gabriel before either of them were heralds, and he was out searching for his friend, and eventually found out what happened to him and agreed to become the Herald of Galactus.
And of course, his cosmic power manifestation is fire, and he wields the staff of cosmic flame. And I just remember as a kid, he was my favorite hero because he was like, he's flying around, he's all on fire, and he's got this cosmic flame fire, and he's as strong as anybody else, and he can torch everything, super, and he's just badass looking. but my favorite ever is when symbiote Spider-Man and like Amazing Spider-Man 269, 270, Firelord comes to Earth. He gets in a big muckety muck fight with the Avenger or Thor over something and over misunderstanding. Eventually, she gets in a fight with Spider-Man over misunderstanding, and Spider-Man beats his ass with a symbiote suit.
I
And there's
remember
been
that.
many online dissertations written about this is impossible. And my man B. Valesky, who I worked with, we had a big discussion one day about this because he was so upset that his brother bought this comic and it was such BS that Spider-Man could beat Fire Lord that he had to go on a rant 20 years later with me at work about this. But how impossible this situation is he's a Herald of Galactus, Yek. He's a Herald of Galactus. This is impossible. That Spider-Man. I'm like, no, he's got symbiote Spider-Man. He's like Super Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's
No,
Spider-Man plus plus.
Big rant. I was like, I can imagine my man BV as a kid ranting against his brother in this comic book, how impossible this is. So shout out if you're listening to this.
Yeah. But in that story, in that time, like in the early 80s, Firelord went on a tour of getting his ass kicked, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got his
Pretty
ass
much.
kicked by the X-Men too.
Yeah. Yep.
So the Thor issue I read where Thor killed the android Airwalker, Firelord was already Firelord. So I think Firelord came after Airwalker, but before Android Firelord.
There was no Android Firelord.
I mean, Android Airwalker. There should be an Android Fire Lord. That'd be the best.
Yek would go along with that. So eventually, yeah, Fire Lord wins his freedom from Galactus after becoming a herald. Who does he tap after that? Who's Galactus tap after that to be his
Well, they
herald?
convince him to use the destroyer armor in Asgard.
Thor convinces him to use the Asgard robot, the Destroyer. So once again, Thor consulting, helping out Galactus like a bud does, as he always does.
Yeah, and everyone here may know the destroyer armor from Thor #1, the movie.
Yeah, where it's just a big plot device to get him to make out with Natalie Portman.
Correct, which makes sense. Yeah,
It
that's
worked out.
how else would you get them together? Destroyer armor.
Just like let's see. At the end of this, Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth got to make out. So how are we gonna get this done? I don't know. Let's get the indestructible, invincible destroyer armor to come out. So yeah, for a while, that's when destroyer armor is the one that identifies Counter Earth as the place to be sucked up. That we talked about previously in the death of Galactus. But that doesn't work out too well because destroyer armor is non-sentient, doesn't really think, just kind of does. Pretty much slacks. Even Galactus doesn't have good AI technology. You can't machine learn quick enough. it's like the Tesla that drives into the tree. So it isn't always picking out the best planets.
Yeah, that isn't. I didn't know he had destroyer armor.
Yeah,
For
Thor
Herald.
gave it to him for a while. So here, like a used car salesman, he's like, "I got some beat up old robot armor.
Here, try this.
Try this out. It's only got a few miles on it. It's only got a few Mjolnir dings in it. Go
What's
ahead,
it going to take to put you in this
yeah, today. You
today?
need a herald. I got the perfect one right here for you. How can I get you in a herald today? So I don't know exactly the mileage, the rebate program. It was a lease. Was it an outright purchase? I think it was a lease.
Yeah, it seems like that because they've used that armor since.
Yeah, well, yeah. It shows up to get Natalie Portman in.
Right. And so the next herald is Tarax the Tamer, who's this big gray looking bald guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
Right. And he debuted in Fantastic Four 211 in 1979.
In a sweet, sweet cover where he's on an asteroid whacking with his giant axe all the
Oh,
Fantastic Four away. I remember
yeah,
that
I've
that
seen that.
that comic as a kid because we had a beat up version of it when I was a kid, or maybe my older brother had it or something. I remember we had it in the house, and I was like, "This is a sweet looking." So I read it
Yeah,
a
I
few
remember
times.
that. It's like he's riding an asteroid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So he's originally Tyros from the planet, I guess it's Birj,
I
Birj,
I, I I think the J is silent.
beer. Oh, ooh, look at that. We like
And,
that one.
and Terrax being his name being Terrax, his cosmic power is represented by the Earth, of course, land, matter, ground, rock, whatever you want.
Riding asteroids.
And he becomes the herald when in the whole Sphinx issues when they go to get Galactus's help, and he decides to get Terrax as the herald because Terrax has no compunctions about killing people and destroying everything, which eventually Terrax turns against Galactus and tries to kill him, which results in Galactus being almost dead. But what does he do? He wields an axe, right? And he make rock go move.
He makes rock. Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything else about this dude.
He shows up a lot. I remember he shows up in the New Warriors because when he gets destroyed by Galactus for trying to kill him, he gets absorbed into a bunch of rocks, and the New Warriors bring him back erroneously in the 90s by getting the rocks all in one room together.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
weird.
it's a
Yeah.
rebirth.
So the New Warrior's first appearance was in a Thor issue, by the way, too. So it all ties back in.
Thor, yep. Deep dive. Read up on your New Warriors. Know about Thor.
Yep. It's an Axe of Vengeance crossover where Thor fights the Juggernaut. Classic cover on Mjolnir says nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Good
Sweet,
issue.
sweet, sweet,
Yep.
sweet.
So after Terrax the Tamer, it's Nova, not Richard Rider or any other Nova. It looks like a female Fire Lord. Like I like to say, Lady Fire Lord.
Kevin pointed out to me when we were discussing issues of the Heralds in the room. He's like, "Is that Lady Firelord?" And I was like, "There is no Lady Firelord."
There is too. It's Nova. She's Lady Fire Lord. But her name is Frankie Ray. She's a Fantastic Four character.
Total lady's name.
Oh yeah, doesn't really match up with the fire power, but her power cosmic manifestations apparently star.
That's what we come up. That's what I came up with because she
Okay,
represents maybe like fusion. She's like a fusion source. So she's we've already done air, land, water, and fire. So she's the new power, which is nuclear. It's something that the new element of nuclear.
supernova. Yeah,
No, so yeah,
and so she has some connections to Johnny Storm. She involved with him or only had feelings for him?
they were lovers.
Ooh, ooh.
And then she got Johnny Storm fire powers, and then Galactus souped him up when she volunteered to be the Herald. But when she became the Herald, and one of them, she like really really wanted to be the Herald so she could see the universe, and then she really really fell in love with Galactus. So if you read one of the, I can't remember which Marvel premiere in the '80s, but one of them, it's like she loves finding planets for him because she loves him. She's like heartsy dovesy for him, which is
I
really
remember
weird.
reading something about that. Like
That
in a
might be
Marvel
something.
Comics presents.
That may be something for our friends over at that comic books counseling
Oh
podcast to
yeah,
take a look at, and because that's some serious interspecies, inner being, inner mortal versus mortal. I don't know what's going on with that.
yeah. That's a little weird. Comic books couples counseling
they,
podcast.
they can't even share hot pockets together because they're the different sizes.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Other thing is when she becomes so they go to in the Fantastic Four 244 when she becomes the Herald, they kind of like have a thing where they go to her apartment to tell her roommate, and the roommate's cat is sitting on the back of the couch, and the cat is Garfield.
Oh, that's funny.
And
Is
it
her
makes
roommate
multiple
Jim Davis?
these. It's like the Marvel artist rendition of Garfield sitting on the couch.
That's funny. There's also somewhere I can't remember what story. I think it's a Morlock story that Jim Davis is living in the sewers with the Morlocks.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
we don't know where Odie is though.
Poor Odie. Well, actually, Odie's really happy, so everything's good with Odie.
Why is it normal? A Herald of Galactus.
Normal. That'd be good. World's
we're,
cutest cat.
we're delving too deep into the Jim Davis
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, we should move on.
Yeah, okay.
So Nova, like every other Herald before, Nova left and
This is
she's
a
not the
shit
Herald
job.
anymore. Yeah, that's pretty shitty for sure.
There's no benefits. I'm always traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the salary's good. I'm making a killing.
Get
Of
power cosmic.
whole planets. I'm helping. I'm making a killing. No, always on the road. No time to myself.
Right. Reimbursements are probably really bad.
There's no time.
Galactus is a terrible boss. He has to be.
Because he's always hangry. You hate it when your boss is hangry. Can you imagine Galactus being your boss? He's always hangry for planets.
Yeah, terrible, terrible. So after Nova is Morg the Executioner, and he appeared in a Silver Surfer issue number 69 in August 92. And his name is Morg. It's perfect. He got it right.
I think this is where we finally decided they gave up on really trying to think through the heralds. It's
Right.
just like Morg. What's he do? He's an executioner.
Yeah, and he has a big
What's his name?
axe.
Morg. So we racked our brain, and he really doesn't have a manifestation of the power cross. As far as you can tell, it's executioners. So he represents whatever the element in the world in the universe are executioners.
Right. So death, maybe death is his power.
No, not really. I don't because his
Axes.
boy maybe I don't know. I mean, they just get lazy. They give him a
Yeah.
cosmic max too. He's kind of like Terrax Light, but he don't make rock go move.
Yeah, this was in the 90s, so they were just interested in big weapons, big axes.
Yeah, they go on a stringer run here though, after Morg is the beginning of the downfall of, that Herald being like a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go into these guys deeper? Just name them off.
Rattle them off now.
Yeah, so we have Redshift,
Ship
who
who just appears in the Galactus Devour a couple issues. Radiation being Red Chef's, so he represents that. And Silver Surfer takes him out pretty quickly. And then we get
Stardust, who appears in the Beta Ray Bill series, and he's a pretty ruthless herald, from what we understand. Like he enjoys watching these planets die as Galactus is destroying them, and Beta Ray Bill takes him out, I believe, in this series, and he's a cosmos-powered manifestations
he's
character.
made of pure energy. He doesn't really have a home world. His world is the universe because they're just his people just float in the cosmos of energy.
He sucks.
Looks like a fish guy.
Yeah, he has a big fin on his head. All right,
Lame.
so who's next?
So then we get, I believe it's Praetor, right? Another Earthling.
Yeah, another
This is
Earthling.
from the Mighty Thor issues, where Thor, Asgard is hovering above Earth, and Thor is now a god.
Oh, what? Where? Hey, where is Asgard on Earth?
It's right outside Bronxton, Oklahoma.
Yeah. How do you like that?
They park it right outside Bronxton, Oklahoma.
You been there?
I have not been to Bronxton, Oklahoma. I don't think it exists. Having grown up in Oklahoma for the kids out there learning about Yak, surprisingly, yeah, Oklahoma's appeared a number of times now in the comic book universe, other than this one, and then recently in the Watchmen TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, he becomes the Herald of Galactus because he doesn't believe in the Asgardians because he's a preacher, and Galactus comes and he's like, I can't believe in the Asgardians, but I believe in you, Galactus, and so he becomes the Herald somehow in a weird story, and kind of we think his manifestation maybe is religion or belief or something to that effect. We don't know. Another kind of throwaway Herald.
He wasn't Herald for very long.
No.
The next Herald I found is the Anti-Man or Antiman. This comes out of the Ultimate storyline after the Secret Wars storyline. There's a team of Ultimates in the 616 Marvel Universe. Real name Connor Sims, and his power cosmic manifestation, I think, is life, because at this time it seems, and I didn't read all these issues, but it seems like Galactus uh, isn't destroying worlds, he's bringing life back. So he's almost
Ah,
reverse Galactus.
so
And
he's taking over the role of the cosmic Madonna, the Mantis, who
oh,
goes
yeah,
through
good point.
seeds the universe with life.
And then, so to circle back to the heralds who are at the table with Thor, we have Cosmic Ghost Rider. Now,
Final Herald that we know of right now.
right. And so this is kind of interesting. And so it makes sense he's at the table because he was created by Donny Cates, who wrote these Thor issues, number one. Uh, and his original name is Frank Castle. He's the Punisher, in case kids don't know who the Punisher is these days.
Indeed, he is the Punisher, and he gets imbued as the Ghost Rider at some time, or does he get imbued as the Ghost Rider and Cosmic Ghost Rider at the same time? I can't remember.
So I think he starts out in a future or an alternate future where Thanos kills everyone on Earth and he wants vengeance, and Mephisto turns him into Ghost Rider, gives him the powers of the Spirit of Vengeance.
I don't want your fist.
Mephisto, my Fisto, not your Fisto.
Fist.
So there's Mephisto. So what happens is then he's stuck on Earth. He's the only one there. There's no one to get vengeance on. He goes a little crazy. Then Galactus comes to devour the Earth, and he agrees to become Galactus's herald at that time, and does that for a long time until eventually he finds Thanos. Thanos in that timeline then kills Galactus. Oh, there's another death. And then he becomes, and then he works for Galactus for a little while, and uh, like I said, it's a little convoluted.
Need a new Herald.
So then I think eventually Odin sends he agrees to, or he in exchange for something else. He says, I'll send you back to whatever time you want. He sends him back to when Thanos was a baby and he was going to kill baby Thanos. I don't think he did that, but no, he didn't do that actually.
Did you kill baby Thanos?
Oh, did you see have you watched Ooh, this is exciting, right? Have you have you watched How It Should Have Ended? Do you know what that is on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, the ones where they redo the movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah. Sorry.
have you watched Infinity War, How It Should Have Ended?
No.
Oh, it's so good. So when they're on Titan fighting Thanos, they do the whole plan. Like they all grab him, hold him still, and then Doctor Strange comes with the time stone and goes, and baby Thanos. And they turn into a baby and they give him to Tony and Pepper, and the movie's over.
Baby
Oh,
Thanos.
that's so funny. Baby Thanos. So I think that's how Cosmic Ghost Rider got to the regular universe, but I don't know if he's been a herald in the 616.
Okay.
So, but he's at the table, and that's cool.
Yep.
Also, then we have Silver Surfer, who we talked about already, but Silver Surfer Black comes in to the room and he tells Thor that the one-way Galactus can be powerful. Oh, he's a black Silver Surfer.
He's really, really black.
Yeah. And I read that series, so you want me to go into that now?
We can talk a little bit about how we got to be black.
Okay. At some point in some other comic written by the same author, Thanos dies. And all the cosmic characters get together and they for his will reading, right? But then the Black Order.
The probate session for Thanos?
Yeah, this is weird. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I guess maybe he had some cool stuff. And they were like, holy shit, we got to see what Thanos left us. Right. An extra Infinity Gauntlet. Who knows? Like, what else does he have? He has a nice shack on a farm.
He does have that. He does have relatives.
Right. So they all get sucked through a black hole. Surfer saves them all, but he gets sucked through, right? So it turns out then he's at the beginning of time. There's nothing there. And every time a star sparks into existence, it gets puffed out. So he investigates. He doesn't have much power left. And he ends up finding this planet with these three guards that he ends up defeating by, using part of his cosmic power to create a star. And that makes his hand turn black. Then he opens up the castle doors, and inside the castle is Null. Do you know who Null is? Null is another character created by Donny Cates, the author of this, because he wrote Venom and Absolute Carnage, right?
Okay.
So Null is the symbiote god, or the god of darkness, who ruled over existence before there was anything there.
Okay.
Right. So Surfer has this huge battle with him.
This might be a tie-in with Galactus now with this Black Death coming.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. So
I'm seeing.
Yeah, so he's battling with them, and he's using up a lot of his power cosmic. And as he does, he starts turning more and more black. And he finds Ego, the living planet, who is the only other thing in existence at this point.
Kurt Russell.
Yes, Kurt Russell. He's a handsome planet. Handsome planet. Ego has like something crashed into Ego, so he has like something stuck in him. He thinks it's an asteroid. So Surfer goes in and pulls it out, and it's Galactus's ship.
The World Ship. The World Ship.
Is that what it's called? The World Ship? So he pulls it out, and he kind of mind melds with Galactus because he's going to kill him. But then he decides not to kill him. The Watcher comes and says, you can kill him here, but it'll just create an alternate reality, and you'll still feel all the guilt for everything you killed. You'll still be the same. So he doesn't kill him. He uses Ego to help him gain more power so he can snuff out Null at the end. So then what happens is he uses so much power.
He knows.
He nulled him, nullified. Yeah, he uses so much power, he defeats him, and then his atoms disperse throughout the universe, and they seed the universe for life.
Gotcha.
And then eventually he reforms in modern day as the Black Surfer. So he has a chance at redemption. He destroyed all these worlds, but then it turned out that he actually helped bring life to the universe in the first
Preceded
place. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. And then that got me into reading. I read a little bit of the Venom series where Null came in, and then Absolute Carnage. I think we should do a show on that. That was a pretty good story so far.
Not Maximum Carnage from the 90s, but Absolute Carnage.
Yeah, that's what I said. What did I say? Maximum?
You said Absolute, but I was just saying. I have read all the Maximum Carnage. I own all the Maximum Carnages
Ooh,
somewhere.
I wasn't buying then.
That's when Spider-Man's my guy.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I love Spider-Man too. My Spider-Mans are the McFarlane Spider-Mans.
classics.
I got a ton of those. For anyone who's interested in
And,
purchasing some,
and what KMac owns.
yes. Hey, we can go. Let's go over all the issues we own right now. Let's
we can,
not.
yeah. Let me get my long boxes out. All right, so that sets the stage of this. The heralds are in the room. We got that. So who becomes the new herald for Galactus, K-Mac?
Well, it seems like Silver Surfer or Silver Surfer Black is going to be the Herald of Galactus, and Thor and the Asgardians are going to go with him to find these 5 planets for Galactus to devour so he can be powerful enough to defeat the Black Winter. But then Galactus says, no, I had a vision through the Black Winter of who is going to kill me, and that's you, Thor. So he.
This time, I've already been killed at least 4 times.
Right. It's weird that maybe killed for good, right?
God dang it! I keep seeing this deja vu.
So he gives Thor the power cosmic, and Thor becomes his Herald of Thunder.
Thunder,
Ah.
thunder.
All right, that's good. Tropic of Thunder. So, how's your beer so far?
It's awesome. It is
Yeah,
hazy, perfect, shattered my galaxy.
awesome. What they do from here is Thor and Galactus go to find those 5 planets. And so it's pretty much a battle between Thor and Galactus to try to hold Galactus off to give Thor enough time for Sif to get the people across the Bifrost or the aliens on those planets.
Thor's going heralding out the planet, saying, "Hey, Galactus is coming. Let's get you out the planet. He's got to eat these so the universe doesn't end."
Right. And Thor is so damn powerful now. So he's the god of thunder, he's the All Father,
He's got his Thor powers, Thor hammer. He's got his Thor thunder. What else does he have?
he's the All Father. So he has all Odin's powers.
He's got no eye, all the Odin powers. What else has he got? Who's traveling along with him? He's got his 2 Raven buddies, Odin's Ravens, or his Ravens now.
Yeah, he has his ravens and he has the power cosmic.
And now he has all the power cosmic. So, yeah, he's pretty much on the level with Galactus in terms of pure raw power now.
Yeah, and there's one scene that I love. He's trying to get Galactus to slow down. He throws Mjolnir, and it goes through Galactus's fingers, and then he calls it back, and it comes through the back of Galactus's knee. It's
Oof.
pretty badass.
Ooh, that's going to require some physical therapy.
That will, or just another planet.
So this is through issues 1 through 3. The final issue is he goes for issue 4 that we read, setting the stage where he's still dying, but he's still got to get these planets. He goes and absorbs a planet with these weird looking aliens that kind of look like horse people. Right.
Is that the very last one?
Yeah.
Well, before that, in at the end of issue number 2 and issue number 3, Beta Ray Bill comes. He tries to free Thor from being Galactus's herald, doesn't realize that Thor actually is choosing to be Galactus's herald. And in that time, you see that Thor can relinquish the power cosmic back to Galactus and also take it back from him whenever he wants. So he's definitely he's probably more powerful than Galactus at this point.
Beta Ray Bill, one of the final worlds they go to that Galactus destroys turns out to be Corbin, or right? Beta Ray Bill's home.
Is it really?
Yep. It's his home world, and Beta Ray Bill takes offense to this and tries to take out Thor, and Thor whoops his horse-looking face around.
Oh, yeah. Except there's one scene where Bill smashes Thor's face into the rock. I like that. That was funny.
But eventually Thor has Mjolnir, and Beta Ray Bill wields the hammer made for him by Odin, which is Stormbreaker. Eventually, Thor just smashes it. Instead of letting Thor kill Beta Ray Bill, who's trying to take him out, uh, Sif comes in and stands in his way, which might be another issue for the counseling folks there. Their couples counseling. You should follow up with why Sif puts a tantrum down. It's like, you ain't hurting my friends, and Thor's like, no, I'm the All Father. And he's like, I don't care who you are. You still got to be at dinner at this time, and
All right, go
and
home.
go home. You're drunk. You're drunk with power, Thor. And, and she gets Beta Ray Bill back on that horse and zooms him away to be with his people.
So when Beta Ray Bill debuted back in Thor 337, that was a time where right before that, Thor and Sif.
Walt Disney's classics.
Yeah, it was Walt Simonson's first issue of Thor, which is pretty neat that character has been around for so long. But right before that, Thor and Sif were together, and then their relationship was on the rocks.
Horsey Thor.
And so Beta Ray Bill was, at that moment, he was according to Odin, the only other person to ever lift Mjolnir.
Only one worthy.
Only one, ever worthy enough to lift Mjolnir. So, all right, let's do this. Okay. All right, back and forth. Who's lifted Mjolnir? Not counting Thor.
Not counting Thor.
Or Beta Ray Bill.
Captain America.
Captain America, very good. Storm.
Storm did? When did Storm do that?
The X-Men.
Which, of course, in the X-Men, but which?
That's the Storm. I don't know. I read it somewhere.
Wasn't it the guy in the Marvels series? Wasn't he able to lift it also? The pastor?
I don't know.
Deep dive in here.
I can give it to you.
I don't remember. I'm trying to think of somebody else. I don't remember any else.
But you can go with other people who are Thor.
Other people. So Jane Foster.
Yeah. Okay. Eric Masterson.
Oh, see that? No, it didn't count.
Okay. Superman.
Yeah. Superman did.
Yeah, he did in JLA versus Avengers.
Oh, bullshit. All right, I'm out. You win this one.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman did?
Yeah, she did it in Marvel versus DC. There's a few other people too.
Worthy people out there.
Volstagg did once also.
Oh, well, it's because he thought it was a beer.
Yeah, it looked like a beer.
He's like, this is worthy for me to drink. He's trying to drink Mjolnir. Oh, it's a little metallic tasting, but it's got a good aftertaste. It's a little sparky in the tongue.
Right. It's like Stone Tropic Thunder.
Indeed.
That's exactly what it is.
So that's where we end up here. Galactus, we don't know if the Black Winter is gonna get him or not. Thor is all powerful. Sif and Thor got to get some counseling. Beta Ray Bill's beat up. No more Stormbreaker.
That's pretty huge, actually, because I think they're really just trying to show how much more powerful Thor is now, because when they first fought, they fought almost to a draw, with Bill probably winning. And so Odin fashioned Stormbreaker for him on, where do the dwarves live again? What is it, Nibelheim is where
the elves live. I can't remember the Heims where the dwarves live.
Nidavellir.
Not Niflheim, yeah. Nidavellir, yeah.
Yeah, so Stormbreaker's destroyed. And I don't think the planet they went to for the fifth one for Galactus was Cryo, not Bill's home world. And by the time they get to that fifth planet, Thor is trying to convince the people to evacuate, but then Galactus just goes all like, I'm in my hot pocket right now, and just starts eating.
I heard ding. Ding. Hungry.
Didn't you hear the timer? It's like, come on, Thor.
You're gonna burn your mouth, Galactus. No. It's cool enough. But no, it's setting up, I think, the way I'm looking at this, I think, that Noel guy is going to be part of the Black Winter. I think we're going to get some more deep diving on the Kirby Stan Lee stuff also, with the pre-boom Galactus being important. That's my feeling of where these stories are going. But hopefully we educated the kids out there on some of the things they need to know to set the stage for making the reading of these comics more enjoyable.
Yeah, I hope so too. There's a whole lot of history behind everything that happens here, but it doesn't really get addressed, and it's a lot of reading if you really want to go through it.
Yeah.
So we do most of our reading on the Marvel Unlimited app, which only has the 4 issues on it. But I sneaked ahead and read summaries of 5 and 6.
Oh no, no.
Yeah,
Oh no,
you want
you gotta spoil it for me, or do I want to wait for it
you do?
to? Don't spoil it for me because I might be addicted now.
All right.
Do I become a herald? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't want to spoil that for you. What would your power cosmic manifestation be?
Oh, I
Hops.
no. I definitely maybe bourbon, or naps.
Naps.
That'd be a pretty good common manifestation of
Oh,
naps.
I haven't napped in years.
Nap or bourbon. One of those two.
In normal times, I would be the manifestation of the commute to work.
Everybody on this planet, you're going to have to sit in traffic
For
for hours.
eternity.
This is my power to make you sit there. You travel across country in an Accord,
Yes.
across the
It-
universe in an Accord. This is my weapon, my Accord.
oh, that'd be so awesome. A silver accord. So hey, it goes with
Well,
the
it's
theme.
maybe already taken. You may need to. Well, black. Maybe silver's back in the thing. The black surfer, not silver
Yeah.
surfer anymore. Surfer noir.
But so overall, what did you think of the story so far?
I think it's good. It's setting up for something really cool. I think it's building finally built up with all these things over the years where Thor and Galactus have this kind of friendship. No, not really friendship, whatever you want to call it. This respect and making him a herald is kind of bringing it to a head. And so yeah, I think it's going to be kind of earth shattering or universe shattering, or as we like to say, shattered galaxies with like my beer.
Yeah.
Whatever happens on this is going to be kind of has some more effects in the Marvel Galactic, and I don't know if they're leading up to something else. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine since the last major crossover in Marvel was the War of the Realms, this won't be like a line wide crossover because they probably usually don't do those for the
They
same
already burn out
character.
on their cosmic Asgardian kind of things. Yeah,
Yeah. But so one thing we didn't talk about is that they showed in the first issue that Thor was having trouble lifting Mjolnir,
they get old
right?
fat.
And then when uh, when Thor was battling Beta Ray Bill, he and Sif came to stop them. He threw the hammer at them, and Sif sent it across the Bifrost. It landed right in front of Loki, and Loki what?
He picked it up,
He picked it up.
but then he got sucked back away from him.
Yeah,
But he didn't know if he picked it up or if Thor was just picking it up with his own power.
yeah, and they kind of alluded to maybe Odin's spell on the hammer was fading too, since Odin wasn't the All Father anymore.
Loki, maybe that's leading in Loki Thor. Low
Yeah,
Thor.
or other people maybe.
Choki.
Yeah, yeah, but I thought this was pretty good, and
This dog get his beer.
he did. Oh yeah, because he was trying to get beer the whole time.
Yeah, he wants to order it for the big festivals.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's important to have beer for festivals. Yeah, I think it's neat how this author is drawing on a lot of the characters he created and the stories he put in motion in other books. That's why I'm waving my hands.
Yes, I see this. Very, very, very effusively. But no, I do like this setup, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. So we've educated the kids on the deaths of Galactus. We told them about the Asgardians and their past relationships, and we gave them a rundown of all the cool heralds. who Thor is now one of in that exclusive club, and gets a membership card, gets a pin, no pension, always on the road. Terrible job, but now he's stuck with it until he can get away from being from Galactus.
Right. And plus he has to be king of Asgard at the same time. That's
He'll play the job.
dual employment is tough.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No.
So on a scale of Galactus's Heralds, how would you rate your beer, KMac? Did you enjoy today with us? Tropic Thunder from Stone.
Oh yeah, this is a really good beer. Like it's smooth, that it's a little hazy, and I would definitely give it a Silver Surfer for sure.
Ooh, a top rating with the
Yeah.
top level Herald. I'm going to go with my favorite Fire Lord. It doesn't bring as much fire with it. Maybe, no, I'm going to read this. This is definitely Airwalker. It melts, it walks on air, it blows at you like a horn of Gabriel. It's pretty damn good. It does shatter some galaxies. So from Hellbender Brewing here in DC, I'm going to give the Airwalker rating for this beer for this podcast. And
Nice.
enjoyed it a lot. So I recommend you guys trying this. So
Yeah, my beer goes to the very essence of my being. It's so good.
the problem with their beer is it needs an extra couple N's and T's to represent Nor and Rad from Zenlaw.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, it's post Nor and Rod, so it's a lot.
Poik.
It looks like we have just maybe a couple more minutes, but are you reading anything else right now?
I'm just going back and flipping through issues. I need to get ahead on some of the Justice League Darks I never read. Coming into October here because I want to read some boogity issues and maybe some other horror comics. I just saw they put out some Marvel premieres that I'm waiting on. That they have Ulysses S. Bloodstones or original comics that I've never read. I love them because one of my favorite series ever from 80s Captain America was the Bloodstone Hunt, and so I'm hoping
I
to
read that.
It's one of my favorites, and from the great 80s, obscura of comic stories with another comic book character that you've never heard of that appeared in the Marvel premieres, and see Marvel Presents, that gets tied into a Captain America issues later, which is kind of cool. So I want to read those when they come out. But yeah,
and the Serpent Society is in that heavy.
Oh yes, is lots of good stuff. You can't beat that. And you get some Baron Zemo, you get Batroc and his brigade. So that is the machete guy and Zantana. I can't remember the guy's name ever. So those guys are involved in it. So
yeah, I used to have all those issues, but now I only have number 2. I don't know why.
It might be the best of the 4.
That probably is. That's why.
You're like, I don't want to keep him the best. This is where Batroc is best.
Yeah, I'm only keeping number 2.
What's keeping you up at night?
Well, as far as what I'm reading, I kind of went down the Donny Cates hole here and started reading Absolute Carnage and was reading some of his Venom. And it's really good so far. I haven't read like a story involving symbiotes for a long time, and Absolute Carnage is pretty good so far. I like that Spider-Man's in it.
Chock full of symbiotes.
It is. There's symbiotes everywhere. Everywhere. You're a symbiote.
Most likely.
Yes.
That means I can beat up Fire Lord in the weirdo universe.
Or the regular universe.
All right, kids. I hope you learned a lot today hanging out with KMac and Yek and drinking some beers with us. We have show info. We'd like to, hit us up with an email at cbcopodcast@gmail.com. Our Twitter's at cbco_podcast. And our new Instagram page, which is all the hot rage right now, it's instagram.com/comicbooks_cold ones. Cold ones all being one word, comic books always being one word too.
Yeah, and you can search that pretty easily in the search bar.
Yeah, we'll be posting pictures of our beers and our chitter chatter, and we thank you for joining us tonight and traveling across the cosmos, enjoying some galaxy hops on my end.
And yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. So take care, devour some Hot Pockets, and have a good night.
Later.
All right, we're out.